to come over and wanted me to cook in the evening. So
Yeah.
The game's all year. Episode 329, that's supposed to be, not 28. I messed up because I'm on location and I don't have any access to any of the stuff that I have. So I will be going back to change that later on after the show, but I am one of your hosts, Brian Bacchus.
I'm another Jamal Smith. That's still impressive. 329. Good Lord. Who else we got on the show?
hey y'all.
I'm Marcus. I'm just passing by.
Right.
Every time I say a name, I think of Eartha Kitt.
Me too.
Me too, man.
He's like, can it get any darker in here?
My wife won't do it for me though.
Oh my God.
She won't do it.
She gotta give you that.
Come on, one time.
Then you gotta go. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, y'all people be bagging on Eartha Kitt, but she was fine in the mug when she was younger, and she was an activist. Like Lyndon B. Johnson invited her to a dinner, and she expected her to just sit there and be quiet. And she was like, "No, I got things to say." And the other ladies were like, "Don't do it."
Yeah, she got blackballed because of that too. Not that specific event, but
I'm just saying, stand up for you. Things happen, but we know what she stood for, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So let's kick it off, Marcus. Since you're on, what happened this weekend that you'd like to share with us?
So this weekend was yesterday was the Masters of Taste put on by Union Station Homeless Services. All proceeds for the ticket sales went directly to Union Station Homeless Services and all the services that they're providing for the San Gabriel Valley, basically. We had Mario on a couple weeks ago, right? Or was it last week? Mm-hmm. Well, it was a couple weeks ago, and he kind of outlined all that they do, and they stretch all the way out to Pomona. There's some snapshots, some clips of what happened yesterday. So there was so much food, so many beverages, and everything in between, desserts.
Oh, wow.
It was just an amazing event. And honestly, on top of the food and the beverages, just to have the scene where there was just a bunch of folks just hanging out on the Rose Bowl field, partaking in whatever they're partaking in, food, beverages, or
community. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was community. And just seeing the amount of people there, and knowing where the proceeds went to, it really was feeling in that manner as well. On top of the food and beverages, just the seeing and knowing that the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds were going back to Union Station.
Hey, they had ribs and everything.
Yeah, they had, man. Okay, so the Raymond restaurant, they were there. They were doing old fashions, and they were off the chain.
That's your drink, bro.
Yeah, they were off the chain. Let's see what. Poppy and Rose. Poppy and Seeds. It's a restaurant in LA. And they were doing the waffles and the chicken and waffle.
Oh yeah, I saw that little clip. Were they good?
Man, I had like 5 of them. I'm not lying. I kept going back. That was my line. Like I was literally, as soon as I finished, would be going right back in that line. I had around 5 of them.
Look at this cool setup, though. I mean, they have picnic tables.
Yeah,
I didn't know the whole family went out there, man.
I was just about to say that. You had the whole family out there.
My wife, she was recruiting. She was recruiting heavy.
Yeah.
So it was cool, and there was even more that they had left before we had taken the picture, because I had thought about it late. I said we should get a group picture.
Yeah.
And My wife's like, "Well, you gonna take it?" I was like, "Yeah, hold on, let me get my camera." So I had to ask someone who was one of the volunteers if they could take a couple pictures of us and stuff. But it was a very nice day,
That's a cool setup, though.
and that was the VIP lounge in there. I didn't even go in VIP. My wife went in there, hung out for a minute, and walked around. But just imagine.
What was in the VIP section that was so different?
Nobody really. Your boy was there though. From Maid and Dina, he was in there.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah, I saw Jason in there. But just imagine the whole rim of the Rose Bowl field were all vendors, all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just offering, little tastes, but didn't nobody go home not stuffed.
Right. You didn't have to worry about dinner that night.
No, not at all.
Did they encourage you to take stuff with you?
Oh yeah, you could take stuff with you. Matter of fact, there was a couple vendors. One vendor owned a winery, and they were handing out bags like shopping bags, the reusables. And so that's what everybody's go bag was basically. Yeah, man, it was. I'm telling you, next year for sure, you guys got to really check it out, take it in, because it was just, the whole thing was awesome. And then on top of what was on the field, as you come through the gates, there was at least six to eight food trucks. They were out there and doing the same thing. Nothing. Didn't have to buy nothing. It was all included in your ticket, as well as there was some serving sake, I think sake, and then a tequila, a couple other ones that were out and at the entrance as well. So as you come in, and some of our guests actually thought that that's where they were supposed to go, so they were hanging out up there. We were like, no, come into the bowl.
You're like, come on in.
Yeah.
Oh, they thought that was the only spot.
Yeah. Like, no, that's the appetizer spot. Y'all come on through. So it was a great event. And just so appreciative of Union Station. They definitely helped out my family, last year, shortly after the fires and stuff. They came through in a major way. So it was great to take it in and great to experience. And again, the amount of folks who were there and everybody just hanging out, getting along and getting full. It was cool.
Nice.
Man, that's cool. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
It's too bad we couldn't all make it. But like you said, next year. Now, how many times have they done this?
So I think this is my 4th or 5th time.
Oh, wow.
He said this is their 6th or 7th time doing it.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know about it. Even I was living there the whole time.
Right. Wait, hold on. I got to do it. Hold on. Where is it? Gosh darn it.
6, 7.
Did it do it?
Yeah.
I heard 7.
It was low.
I couldn't hear it on my
6,
end.
7.
I just hear 7.
6, 7.
There it goes.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I gotta get another one.
It was real cool. Last year's was different, and actually the chef for Poppy and Seeds, he looked so familiar. Him and his wife, and I don't know if it was his wife, but him and a young lady that was working the booth also. And I said, "Were you guys here?" And they have a summer event also. And I said, "Were you guys there in summer?" He said, "No." He said, "Were you in the locker room?" Excuse me, locker room last year? And I was like, "Yes." They did a different event last year. It was 2 setups in the locker rooms, and so it was like battling chefs basically.
Okay.
And that was put on by a different organization for Union Station to give proceeds to Union Station.
Mhm.
And that was because Union Station was not even focusing on doing the event as a result of everything that happened. But there was another organization that said, "No, we're going to step in. We're going to put on something for the proceeds to go to Union Station." So that's how last year's was different from the years before. But it may have been 3 or 4 years instead of 4. or 5.
So their summer event though, is it similar?
It's similar. It's smaller. Last summer it was in LA.
Okay.
So it's not as local, but it was still a great event. It was at a brewery actually,
Okay.
and food trucks and everything. And again, everything, all proceeds went to Union Station, and it was all inclusive again. So
Man,
so the ones that went last summer with us, we said, no, you got to do the Rose Bowl. It's like this, but it's the whole Rose Bowl. And so they were like, oh, we go,
So it's
And then-
always in the Rose Bowl at this time of year.
Yes,
Okay.
it's always in the Rose Bowl this time of year. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would say within a week or two, probably from now, they're going to already have the date for next year.
Nice.
They put it out right away. They already, lock it down and put it out there early.
Okay. I'm a little surprised though. I thought it would have been a little more packed.
Well,
for your
folks move
pictures
around, and then you got people that are going in and out, like to the outside, and because
Good point.
so
It is a big venue as well.
yes, and it's smart to do it that way, really, like so that you can have room and benches, enough seating and everything for and mingle space, right? Because you don't want to just congest it where you're getting hot because of all the body heat that you're around, you ain't getting nowhere.
Yeah.
But it was a good amount. I mean, if I was to put a number on the amount of people, I would say probably at least 1,500 to 2,000 people.
Oh shoot, that is a nice amount.
Yeah, it was a very, very good amount.
Okay. Man,
Yeah. And
thank
had
you
I
for
been
that.
thinking earlier, I would have taken some pictures of, I would have.
You were enjoying it.
Location. Yeah, man, I dove right on in. Look, into the deep end.
Dude, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Shoot, I went to a friend's birthday party Saturday, and he had a taco truck, and I had 6 tacos, like out the blocks, just like, yeah, let me get 6. I started with 2. The lady looked at me like, really? That's all you gonna eat? I was like, all right, give me 4. So I know I would have done the same thing at that event.
Yeah.
But man, thank you for sharing that information and the pictures, because it seemed like everybody had a good time, and I'm glad a lot of the family came.
Yeah.
It
was a good turnout.
outing.
Yeah.
Shit, everybody was hanging out quite a bit this weekend. So
Yeah.
Mia's
Yeah,
game, and
Full weekend.
they ended up winning that game, right?
No.
Sorry. You were kidding me.
It ended in a tie, dude.
Babe, that game ended in a tie.
They
Yeah.
got thrown out. The winning
Did they correct
run,
the score?
They corrected the score, and then the winning run, because we were up last, right? So there was a runner on second, base hit into the outfield. We tried to score from second and get thrown out at home for the third out, and then the 2 coaches came out and was like, "Nah, we just call it a tie."
Who is this?
Monrovia and Arcadia
Oh,
softball.
It was our
Yeah.
niece's senior night or
Yeah.
senior day, the last home game.
Yeah,
But you know what? Muir did the same thing too. Muir actually won.
that's what
They
I
were
heard.
up 4-0 going into the 5th inning, and Muir scored 5 runs and ended up winning by a point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was a good game though, but man, it was like no. But I don't blame him for sending her from second.
For sure.
But the center fielder, I think it was the center fielder. She gunned her down, man. It's like, I mean, yeah, it was like, oh man, it was a good exciting ending, And I think it was the right call to just call it a tie,
Yeah, but you guys would have cracked up because we were all in the left field behind the fences, and Nia, she got a double the second time she was up, and I swear it seemed like the whole stadium was yelling for her.
Yeah, it sounded like a stadium.
It did. She was just laughing because it's like, all of us are here for you.
Yep, that was real cool.
Yeah, very cool, man. Well, thank you again, and please stick around if you want. So as we hear as we move forward to Tony, I'm gonna put her on the spot to give a little update on how it went at the lot when you guys did the lot cleanup.
Yeah, it went really well. Thank you for coming out and bringing water and some snacks, some croissant things, Danishes.
My back ain't doing too well, but it went really well.
Is it Tony talking or Brian talking?
It's my back talking. I'm sorry. My back was wanting to say something.
I was literally, going around to say, Jamal, thank you for bringing the water and the croissants, the Danishes. And I was just about to say, and Brian, I literally asked to come out and take photos and videos, right? Because he was going to be heading to this thing that he's at this whole week, this broadcasters conference thing. So I did not expect Brian to come and do anything other than photos and videos. Brian came and did photos and videos. He also did a whole entire interview with a neighbor. I'll tell you about that. And then Brian decided he was going to get in the fray and help. And let me say something first, Tony. It was only Tony and Sherry there. I was not going to film them and then be sitting there trying to film, looking like I'm not doing that. So he assumed we were the only ones to be doing it. He got there after you left, Jamal. But my son realized, because I text him, I left the house and left the big box of trash bags. So I text him. He gets there and I'm like, dude, you didn't answer my call. I've called you 3 times. You didn't answer my text. I need the bags out the garage. He was like, oh, I don't even have my phone. So he went back home. He drove from Pasadena to San Dimas. He was back by 9:00 with the lawnmower. And I said, oh, I also need the lawnmower. I forgot to put it in the truck. The lawnmower, the bags, his phone, and he called his homeboy that was supposed to be there and was fussing, like, where you at, bro? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he was the foreman that day.
Oh, he is no nonsense. He be on it. Like, y'all think I'm something. All my kids have their specialties, but he was on it. So he called his buddy, Kent, Martis, who works for City of Pasadena for Parks and Recs, and I've known him since they were little. He brought a young man with him who's a senior in high school, and he was supposed to work that day and didn't. So Kent brought him. And then I was saying how I need volunteers going forward. And Kent was like, I got a bunch of these right here, like the youngsters, right? He said, oh, I'll have them out here. I was like, cool. I'm getting ready to start getting the schedule together. We launched May 15th. And he was like, oh, let me know how many. I got you. I was like, okay. And then he said, I'm going to go get a couple day workers from the job center. I was like, okay. He went down and got them. He was like, here, mom, here go to $50 because they're $25 an hour. He was like, stay. He had to leave and go to work, but he gave me the money for them and they wind up staying, thank goodness, to all the way to the end. But one of them was like, I had this thing, it's a brush cutter. It looks like, so I use Ryobi tools. I know Brian and Jamal, you guys have been here. You've seen all my tools, my miter saw, my table saw, like I have tools, right? And I like Ryobi because they're all like brushless and battery operated. And they're easy. And I really liked like the fluorescent green color when I first started buying them, right? And I was like, Milwaukee's red, DeWalt's yellow, Cobalt is blue, but it's only at Lowe's. And I was like, oh, I like these. So I started buying Ryobi when I started my own tools. And they have amazing outdoor things. My lawnmower is them, and it's a self-propelled, so I can just do like this and, it'll make me run. But so we got all this stuff. And I had one brush cutter because I already have a weed eater. So I was like, I left and went to the Home Depot at the old Avon building on Foothill and bought 2 more brush cutter attachments and 2 more weed eaters. So we could get all this done. But when I got there was a truck backed up in their driveway. So I called Molly because they're in Mississippi. And I said, hey, Molly, there's someone parked in your driveway, a black truck. She said, oh, that's our neighbor. Let me call him. I said, okay. Well, Molly's husband, Nate, apparently texted Michael, but Michael never saw it. Michael heard me and Sherry starting some of the weed eating and told his wife, there's people over there. Let me go over there and see what's going on. But he told his wife, because he's 6, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something. He's around you and, Jamal and Brian, height-wise. And he said, but it's only women. So come stand on the porch with me, babe, so they don't get intimidated or whatever, right? So he's telling us this story, and I'm looking at him. I said, oh, I don't get intimidated by nobody, right? And he's like, oh, okay. I said, so it's cool that you're over here talking to us. I said, but I'm not intimidated by anybody because I know I got authority. And he said, what's funny is I call Nate like, hey, it's somebody on your property. He's like, yeah, you didn't get my text. We need you to move the truck because they're there to clean the lot. So they wound up talking and he was like, okay, great. So he came over, he moved the truck and he was like, okay, well, we just got up, we're getting ready to head out soon. So I just wanted to make sure things run up and up. I was like, cool. This man went home and put on some jeans and boots, came back with a mask, gloves, everything. And he said, you have me for about an hour. I think he was there 2 hours.
Yeah, because they were supposed to go somewhere.
Exactly.
And he told his wife, I need to go over and help him.
And he did.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
that's what this whole thing is, right? Neighbors helping neighbors. That's the initiative for me. That's what I want to see happen instead of neighbors snitching on or calling 211 or whoever. Come out and help your neighbor. So it wound up being a total of 9 of us there. And can you bring up that video?
Did you put it in? Because I never got access to the.
I can bring it up. I have it up. I'll do it.
Y'all both have access.
I'll do it right now because I have it.
Okay.
I'll do share. So this particular video was, let me do the share the screen. Give me 1 second. Was in the beginning, and it was me and Sherry. So Brian, it kind of went a little fast, which is fine. But I was showing Sherry in this point how to use the brush cutter, right? And this is Sherry Cosley. She's probably on. These are some of my tools down here. My first weed whacker that I bought, this Ryobi, the blower. I got a bunch of rakes. I like Husky products for their rakes because they're really heavy duty. And I went out and bought 4 of those the day before. So Brian is talking, but I want you guys to look at the yard. And he got really good shots of that. So thank you, Brian. On the height and how much vegetation there was. I'll show you at the end as well. And then, wait, I'm going to go back here. Because there is a tree right by where we are. This tree, let me see if I can go forward just a little, get a better shot of that tree. So right here, you see this tree?
Mm-hmm.
It looks dead as a doorknob dead. And I'm pretty sure it is, right? But that tree, they have a camera on it right about here. And this little piece is the solar panel. And then they have a camera that faces the lot itself. So as we were, so see, that's more in the back of my pickup truck. That's a bunch more of my tools. Because again, I'm
pause it right there when it goes to the tree. Stop it right. Keep
exactly.
going.
Yeah. So that's the back. That's where you brought the waters and danishes. That's the generator that was in my garage because I was like, all of it's battery operated. If we do not have the batteries charged, it's going to be a problem. So this is one of the battery packs. This is another blower or whatever. And then I bought these trash can things because I've seen gardeners have them and they have like that lip so you can easily scrape stuff in, right? And then pour it in the bags or whatever. Then these are just more of the tools on the ground. So I'm
now
showing
you see the tree? Stop right there. Stop. That tree, she didn't get the pictures of it before, but man, that bad boy had an afro around it.
It did all the way around, and it was tall.
Afro.
Jamal saw it when he came, and I forgot. I thought I took a couple pictures, and then I look on my phone, and they're not there, so I don't know what I did.
Yeah, those little saplings all the way around it. It was looking crazy.
Yeah, but there's still some there. I hadn't cut all of them down. So, and then I'm going to go out to the lot. Yeah, this part I like, Brian. Thank you so much for capturing this because
that was like a lot.
And you guys see I had my black bonnet on because I wasn't messing up my hair, right? So it was covered. So
and we were having a little banter.
Yeah, about the street, not knowing where it was. So I'm putting.
Okay, so I've never been on that street in my life.
So I'm clicking the brush hog or the brush cutter on, and then he got these really good pictures of the height. And I want to make some of these.
Now, just to let you guys know, that right where I was standing, it goes down 2.5, 3 more feet.
Right.
Into the thing. So those are tall, and they're already 3 feet below me.
And all the way back to that green almost is where the gate is. It would separate the lots. So it was pretty deep as well. And then the neighbor, Michael, his house is actually next door.
That was shared. That
Talking about my bonnet.
Tony waving at the camera.
Yeah, I was waving at Molly and Nate. So anyway, I get a text from Molly saying, "Oh, Jamba Juices are being delivered at 10:45," and like this was like 10:42, and a guy pulled up and had 2 bags, so 8 Jamba Juices, and it was perfect because there were 9 of us there, including the neighbor. I always make a smoothie. That's, you guys know, I'm drinking a smoothie usually every day on here. So I had my smoothie in the car, and she texted me later saying, "Oh my gosh, I think I didn't send enough smoothies." And I said, actually, it was perfect because the 8 that were in the lot is who got those smoothies. Mine was already in the car. I had it because I make a smoothie every morning. So just the gesture of her saying thank you for, oh, there's Sherry. I'm so glad you popped on. Just the gesture of the homeowner sending us Jamba Juices was the best thing ever because it was like thank you to them. And they were the medium size or whatever. And everybody got a nice little treat besides the water and the Danishes that Jamal brought over there. And so behind me, you could see all this vegetation. And when I say Sherry, she was so funny because she brought her rake and this scooper thing to scoop stuff up, right? And I said, girl, I said, this little rake ain't gonna do nothing, right? Because it's a smaller, thinner, flimsier rake. And I buy the big heavy duty, the thick plastic that have like 2 rows and they're 24, 26 inches wide. And then I also have the metal ones, right? Because I know with vegetation like this, you need for real equipment. And so she laughed, and then she brought her, it's like metal on the bottom and can have like a bag and you scoop in. I was like, oh no, I got these 2 trash can things because this is what we need. She said, oh my gosh. And then I'm teaching her how to use the power tools, the weed whacker and the brush cutter and stuff like that, and the blower. And I have my little blower, and then I have the big one. And she was like, oh my gosh, you have all this stuff. I was like, yeah, I am my own gardener at home. I don't pay for anybody. I have my edger there because I use my edger here, like everything. And so she had such a great time learning how to use the power tools. And then for her, like me, being outdoors in nature and being on, with earth is very therapeutic. So for us, it was like, let's get it. I'm going to look for one of these photos because I do want to show you guys the after. I'm going to close this view, but I'm going to show you the after of what it looked like, because when I say those 9 people or 8 plus me did a phenomenal job, I'm going to find just the photo itself. But, I'll show you this too. There's some others. These guys were, when I say working, and this is halfway, hold on. Let me see if I can exit out of this real quick. The full screen. Okay.
Well, Brian's having computer issues, so he'll be back soon.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, let me find what did I do with it? Here it is. Okay. So this screen actually has like an image of some of the guys working. So this man right here in the red, that's Michael. That is the neighbor whose house is being built by one of the builders, Kendra Mays, who comes on the show. This is Kent, the young man that grew up with my son. And this is the young man that Kent brought with him. So, oh Lord, why did I do it that way? So these are all volunteers, right? But this is towards the back of the lot, because if you can see, we're getting closer to these poles right here, the post, and that's where we stopped because that would go into someone else's. This is a good after shot because this is now the clearance of all that brush.
What a difference.
That's amazing.
And that was 9 of us, 2 women and 7 guys, right? And just with a few of the tools that I have, not with like everything that we need. So one of the things I'm doing today, I already wrote it, but I wrote a letter to Ryobi. I am going to send them, these are 2 of the day laborers that we got, and they help. So this one right here in the orange, before I went and got the extra brush cutters, he asked Kent, who picked him up, can you come take me to my friends to get this pole? Because on the bottom of that pole, it like would chop, right? And It's either Steel or Milwaukee, but it's also a power tool. So it was perfect because he knew we needed something to chop. But then when I went and got 2 more brush cutter attachments to go on this, those things are blades that are like a triangle shape. And when I say they just go straight through whatever it is, this brush and this a couple inches. So they were fabulous. And they stayed until the end. I'm trying to find more of the pictures or videos, but it was great. We are going to absolutely continue with this. Again, 106 people. This is all just Walworth. So I'll show you some of the ones that he got. He did them in reels, which is great. But these are pictures too. So this is some of the higher brush. See if I can make that a little larger. That's them cleaning, right? So just to see, and I want, and this is the interview with Michael. So the funny part, I told Brian afterwards, I said, did you realize the way you had him facing, the backdrop was his actual lot and the sign of Kendra. So he graduated from John Muir High School, again, Stangs in the house, in 1976. And the beautiful home directly across the street, his family is currently living in. So how dope is it that you get to like watch the full progress and not have to be fully displaced where you have to drive to see your lot redone. So Brian did a whole 2-minute video with him, an interview, but he was so thankful. And then even his parkway right here, I mowed it because it was a little getting high and I didn't want, and even this all back here, I mowed and cut down that stuff. I was like, we're here, might as well do it so the city don't say anything to you as well. Although he has this builder who will, you know, they're already doing the foundation and all of that. So this was another good shot that Brian took of it cleared after we cleared compared to that first video where everything was, remember Friday I said stuff is way taller than me, I'm 5'1", but this is what we cleared in a matter of 3.5 hours, 9 people. So that's why, and we left all the bags. I did talk to Jamie Potter on Friday, and he right now is doing some hauling for the county because he has a dump truck. And I did tell Molly, I talked to her and I said, we're going to leave all the bags. She and the neighbor Michael are contacting Tyron Hampton, who is their council member for Pasadena, to tell them what we're doing, who we are, that this is a free service, but can they send people out to pick up the trash? So I'm going to hopefully hear from somebody on that today. If not, I told Jamie, even if right now I got to come out of pocket and get him to come get all this stuff and haul it to a dump for me, we'll get it off the lot. But he is also talking to the county because he's doing some hauling for them. And he said, Tony, he had a meeting Friday with them. I got to follow up with him today to see if they will allow it. And he's talking about getting a roll-off dumpster. So these are the things that I am working on. I've talked to Neighborhood Servants, Michelle White. I've talked to Brendan yesterday. We're going to sit down this week. I'm going to show him this stuff. We are going to continue. And if anybody out there is watching and you have a dumpster or a hauling service and you want to participate with us, we do not have money right now to pay you. It will be on a volunteer basis or getting your name and business out there in the community that you're going to help us. It is my hope and prayer that we get some major donations. I have to talk to Heavenly today because she said she's got some money that she wants to contribute to us. So if I can get people to donate and we can get hauling free or something, or even partner with the county that the yard waste can go to a certain location, those are my next steps and the challenges right now that I'm going to tackle next, right? Because our big launch day is actually going to be on May 15th, a Saturday. So between now and May 10th, hopefully, I will have the number of volunteers that will be able to work on or volunteer their services on May 15th. My goal is to have 50 to 100 people. And if I get that or more, then I can have that many more lots that we do, right? If we can have 100 people, we might be able to knock out 10 lots that day. If I could put 10 people on each of those lots, and then we can go back to the city, the north part of Pasadena, and say, look, we've done this, It's not a fire hazard. We've abated this. Oh, I also walked that entire lot afterwards with my sprayer because I have a large sprayer, 2 gallon or no, maybe a 5 gallon. Anyway, I put 2 gallons of it's vinegar and sea salt mixture. And I sprayed all the parts that we cut down because the weeds will grow back. But if we can have it when it's warm outside and you spray it, those together will make it. And actually, I'm going to change that to Altadena Neighbors Helping Neighbors Lot Cleanup or Yard Cleanup. But anyway, that is our flyer. This is what we're doing. And if anybody watching wants to volunteer, please do. I had a lady that knows Jamal. Her husband and Jamal are friends. See me at church yesterday. I don't know if she goes to Victory regularly or not, but she came up to me. We have an 8:30 service. We get out at 10, and then we have an 11. And afterwards, I was getting ready to go out the front doors. And she came and she was like, hey, hi, you're Tony, right? And I said, yes. And she said, yeah, with Jamal and them on the podcast. I said, yes. And she said, oh my gosh, I want to volunteer. I so want to volunteer for the yard cleanup. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it's about. Michael, the neighbor, coming to help. Her seeing me or knowing Jamal and saying it. So I literally went into my phone, got the Google Drive link and said, what's your phone number? And I texted to her. She signed up. And she is signed up, Clarissa, as I'm going to operate a weed eater. So people are ready to do this. And I'm going to email her today and let her know with the others that signed up over the weekend, which was about 4 more people, because I have a volunteer waiver specifically for them. And so I need that filled out and signed and sent back and then or brought to a property. And then for all the homeowners, I send them the right of entry form. I also let them know we're looking for volunteers. If they have friends, family, neighbors that want to volunteer, have them come out. And then I have the donation link because I set up our campaign for at least $10,000 for right now. But the more we get, the more we'll be able to have supplies, the more we'll be able to have all the water and the snacks. We'll be able to have all the bags, the goggles, because I brought earplugs, goggles, gloves, and trash bags. I went to Home Depot and purchased all that stuff because I want people's eyes to be protected. If you want earplugs, I want you to put them in your ears. Gloves, because this is vegetation and there might be prickly vegetation or something you've got to pull. So I'm trying to think of all the things that people will be safe, their bodies will be safe and protected, and but they can do this volunteering and this work. So I don't know that I'll have my son or his friend in the future, but I needed them Saturday because I knew that this was going to be a small group of people to tackle this. 9 of us did it, and we were out of there like at 12:05. We were finished and literally cleaning up. Everybody was fully gone from that property by 12:30, and we didn't start till about 8:30ish. And that was just me and Cherie. I was showing her stuff, and then my son, like I said, got back at 9. So really all the work and more people coming probably happened between 9 and 9:30 and come. So if we could do this with 9 people and a few tools, imagine what we could do if we have 10 or more people per lot and I have it where it's systematic. Okay, you guys start from the front and start going back. And as you chop it, I have somebody to break it up smaller, pick it up, put it in here, or whatever. I would love for somebody who owns a tree service, like a mulcher, where you could put things in, come volunteer your time, your services or whatever, be in front of each lot. And as we cut this stuff down, let's put it through there and mulch it down small or whatever. And I'm putting it out there because I believe you speak those things that you need, you put it out there in the atmosphere and God will make it happen. So I am looking for that. And I'm looking for haulers that want to come and be a part of this. And let's do it as neighbors to help one another and get Altadena to the point where people will not get fined, and Pasadena to the point where we won't be fined. People won't be fined because their lot is considered now a fire hazard because of overgrown vegetation. And this particular family was one of the first ones that reached out. And then she said that she was they're in Mississippi right now. So Nate, the neighbor, Michael, said Nate was out here a couple of weeks ago to meet with people about building and all of that. But they're in Mississippi. But they got to watch us. And one of the texts that she sent me, the final text on Saturday, was, I'll pull it up and read it. I shared with Anna Ridge from Vita Mobile Clinic about this. She says she can round up some. Yes. Thank you, Sherry. So see, that's what I'm talking about. When we start just telling people and people want to do things like this and know how good it is. That's so amazing to me. But I'm just read you guys real quick. This one from Molly Perkins. I gotta put my glasses on because y'all know these 60-year-old eyes be like, girl. I told her that I sprayed the sea salt vinegar mixture on the weeds to hopefully keep them at bay for a minute. But when I told her, everybody said thanks for the Jamba Juice. She said it's the least we could do. Hope it was a nice little pick-me-up. I think we got the count wrong, so sorry if someone was left out. That's when I told her, no, you counted those out there. There was 8. But this I thought was nice. I sent her pictures of the after, and she said, this is incredible, and it looks perfect. And perfect was all uppercase. She said, we truly have no words. This act of neighborly compassion has really touched us. Many times today, we found ourselves with tears in our eyes, thinking of y'all doing this for us in the community. Y'all give us, she's in Mississippi, so y'all is on here live. Y'all give us hope moving forward, and we hope to pay it forward when we're back in Pasadena and able to do so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So they were watching from their camera, which is solar powered, on that little tree and faces, and saw everyone doing the work. She said many times they got tears in their eyes. So that just warmed my heart, but I did send her all the after pictures of the lot cleared, and she was just stunned, and the part around the tree, and with it cleaned up, and so I'm thankful. I'm glad that we're starting this and moving forward, and that we'll be able to help many people as being neighborly and community in the future. And so let's get it. Let's everybody that wants to volunteer in any capacity. You might not be able to come out and do manual labor because, like Brian realized, his back just started killing him. And I had Motrin, 500 milligrams. I was like, here, take 2 of these, and he still was in a lot of pain that night and the next day, and went and sat in his tub. But if you have a limitation, don't come and do that, but come maybe and hold a trash bag open so that they can put this stuff in, right? Or come and use the blower, because you might be able to just blow things when we get to that point at the end, and not do a lot of the physical manual labor that could potentially have you laid up on a couch for a day or two or in your bed. And maybe come and just be support. Walk around with the bottles of water. And next time I'll probably bring a tub that I could put ice in, and we could put the water in, and maybe walk and say, hey, do you need a bottle of water? Or I brought these Danishes or these chips or whatever, right? And as it grows, I'm literally going to have a lead probably at each lot. If we're doing all of Los Flores on one Saturday and we got 10 or 12 yards, we're going to have a crew at each one. That's what I envision. And a lead person that I can call and say, what do you need? And I can drive around and take if they need something, right? Or I can say to the haulers, hey, this lot on this address is done. Because what I'd like to do is we put everything in black bags and put them at the curb or at the front of the property, and our haulers go and just pick them up one by one, and it's done. So, but if I can do this every week, and we start at 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. and we're done because we have enough people and equipment to be done in 3 hours to clear a lot like this, then we'll get a lot more done. So that's my hope. And I think that as it continues to people see it, because today nobody has seen these pictures yet. I haven't put them on the Facebook, and I will be shortly. But we have 106 today on this list. And so I know that we're going to have a lot more, but I also need volunteers. We are going to be putting this database, LA Source, LA Volunteer, something where there are thousands of people that just want to come and serve. And so if anybody wants to come and serve this community, and who knows, it might even trickle over to Palisades, right? Where they hear about it, get in touch with me, and I tell them how we planned it, and they do something. Because I know Palisades is very grassroots as well and has been doing stuff. But I'm super thankful for, God giving me the vision to do it, and lining everything up as it's supposed to. And it's going to continue to really take off. And so we're going to have fun with it. Initially, after May 15th, we might be doing this about a month or something every weekend, but my goal is really to get us down to 2 weekends a month if we have enough volunteers and all of that. And hopefully, as we do this, people are building more because their insurance is doing what they need to, and they get their builders, and we have less lots to do. But as of this morning, we have 106 requests, and we've done 1. So we shall see.
Great job, Tony.
Yeah.
Bringing it to fruition and inspiring others to do so, even the neighbor across the street. That's again, even him being across the street shows a sense of community, right? Whoever's home that was across the street wasn't gonna be there or whatever, and offered it somehow. They got in contact, offered that to him for him to stay, and like you said, watch him, or have him available to watch his home be rebuilt.
Yeah.
That's community, and great job, just major kudos. I'm not gonna lie, I got a lump in my throat when you were reading the text, because
For Molly.
awesome, yeah, and it was awesome for that name, for Molly. Molly, thank you for acknowledging and giving everybody that appreciation. It's gonna just continue to spread as this
Jamba
project
Juice.
gets underway. Very good.
Yeah, that was heartfelt. It really did touch my heart, warm my heart that they saw us doing the work because they have the camera there and just randomly sent the Jamba Juices. And then that she said that because they were watching, and for them to be watching, I'm sure they weren't sitting there the whole 3 hours, right? But it shows up on your phone or whatever. But for them to be able to see volunteers physically out there doing this to help them as just neighbors, not where that could cost somebody $2,000 or $3,000 to clean it, to hire people to come clean it, right? And she said they had tears in their eyes and they were discussing it. It's just that's great. That's a good thing, and that's what it should be. Us as a community doing what we could do to help each other, because we know City of Pasadena is already doing it, right? And telling people you got to clear it. $100 fine. We're giving you this violation notice now. If we come back in 2 weeks and it's not cleared, you get a citation and $100 fine. And we're going to come back. And each time we come back, it's $100. That adds up. And then when I was talking to my cousin, who's the LA fire captain up in Kinaloa, he told me Thursday when I saw him that we were getting ready to start. And he was like, oh, cuz this is so good what you're going to be doing, because I just left a meeting with county and with fire. And they're about to start, when they get calls, doing the same thing. But it's a two-time opportunity, meaning they're going to go, if it's reported, LA County Fire will go to the address. They'll do the violation notice and contact the homeowner, right? Probably they mail something to the address. Hopefully you have it transferred wherever you are. But then if they go back a second time, and I don't know what the time frame is, if it's 2 weeks like the city or anything, I've got to ask him, but he didn't have certain details. But when they go back, you get the citation, but it's not, and we're going to give you more time. He said it becomes an automatic referral to the Forestry Service. And when it goes to the Forestry Service, they're not contacting you because you've already had 2 opportunities. They're going to go clear it. Forestry, whether they bring crews that are inmates, whatever. I don't know how they do it, but they're going to go clear it. And then they're sending the homeowner a bill. And my cousin said the amount that he was told in that meeting Thursday is $1,600 to $2,000 will be how much that bill is. So he was like, if you guys are starting this is so good because you can save people, potentially $2,000. And when somebody's displaced, maybe fighting with insurance, maybe having a mortgage there and rent here or whatever else, they don't need a bill for a dollar as far as I'm concerned, but potentially $1,600 or $2,000 or whatever. So
that's the last thing they need.
Yeah.
That's the last thing. So I am super thankful that we're able to do this and, hopefully be a blessing to the community. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
Yep.
And I know it's one thing to help folks out when you're local. So I know Molly and her husband are very super appreciative because they're way across the country.
Yeah.
And having this taken care of at not the $1,600 to $2,000 cost that it potentially could have been,
or even $100 from
or
when
anything,
they go out next week. Yeah.
Any dollar amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal. So kudos to you, Tony, for spearheading this and everybody who volunteered, and hopefully we get a lot of more folks to participate in this because it's a good cause, and hopefully that stuff that you sprayed down will kind of keep the stuff away for a while, so you won't have to worry about this for a significant amount of time.
I know you made their weekend and you took a load off their minds. So um, that's just gonna be the side effect of getting these yards done is taking the load off of these homeowners' minds, have them focus, be able to focus on what the task at hand, wherever stage they're in. So kudos, Tony,
Yeah.
and everybody that volunteered, and everybody that is looking towards volunteering and helping out the community. That's what it's about. That's
Yeah, I'm
what it's
gonna reach
about.
out to some of our local sororities and fraternities too, because my daughter was saying, "Oh, mom, I'll put this out to our AKA chapter, the Altadena chapter, and I'm gonna try to reach out to the Qs and the Deltas and everybody else because that's all we need is bodies,
Mhm.
and the men can do the more labor intensive, stuff, but I'm not gonna ever discount a woman because I mowed the lawn, I cut the stuff down, I used the brush cutter because I like doing it, right? But Sherry was like, once I taught her, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good," and she used the weed eater and the brush cutter. And so, if we have the tools and the bodies, people are out there happy to be community and be helping, and that's what it really means to me. It's just important that we help one another. It's another thing like you've got Eden Fire Survivors Network over here doing legislative stuff or going to the insurance people. You've got, Heavenly doing her thing. You've got all these different entities that are doing stuff. And like we've been out there in the community daily, basically, right? We're out here every day, Monday through Friday. Here we're live, and then we go out in the community, but we also fed 450 people the Saturday before Thanksgiving and gave turkeys and gift cards away. And so whatever we can do in an initiative like this, if it helps to bring the community together, like the dining club, they go to different places and their neighbors feel like, okay, whatever. And I did see, Elaine, I'm not ignoring you, your thing about the block captains. I have not gotten in touch with the block captains yet. I don't really have time right now. But I do believe, because I've got probably 8 or more yards just on Los Flores alone. So it's getting out there. And I think that they will likely tell their block captains about this, and they will reach out or get involved or something anyway. So, but the email that I send also gives the link to volunteer, the link to donate, the link to, that they can share with people and all of that. So again, I think that it will just spread and people will contact us and we'll go from there. But yeah. So we'll see what happens in coming days and weeks. So that's it for me. That's the
that's a heck of an update. That was very detailed. I'm sure everybody who listens felt like they were there from the very beginning all the way through the entire process. They got the gratitude from the homeowners and everything. So thank you, Tony. That was very
no
cool.
doubt. Oh, Nick yes, I will be at town council meeting tomorrow doing this, talking about it. But Nick Arzen just put his house down
Nice.
yesterday, our chair. And so I didn't realize he was on Contra right above us, but he's more over by the park. But he just put himself on here. So there are some people, it is getting around. And I will talk about this when I saw him the other day, and I told him, he asked me to talk about it at the town council meeting tomorrow for public comment. So I will. And maybe I'll try to send a couple of pictures or whatever, but I definitely will continue putting it out there. And as we get more and more volunteers, we'll be able to get more of it done. And I think it's just going to be great for the community as a whole.
I agree.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So I'll go ahead and move on to the announcements and want to let everybody know that this segment is brought to you by Dina Fire Law. If you're impacted by the Eden fire, don't wait. Protect your rights today. If you haven't hired a fire lawyer yet, visit dinafirelaw.com and complete your claim form now. Get a free consultation with no upfront costs and no fees unless you win. Again, visit dinafirelaw.com and take action today. With that, I'm going to take a few things off. This. Oh, Brian is back. I didn't realize that. Okay, so now we'll begin. right, we're going to start from the top today. So the Altadena Community Center is where you kind of get started and moving your first steps past or in your recovery from the fire. This is where you can get in-person help with the essential services from the 2025 fire. They're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. Then we have the LA County One-Stop Permit Center at 464 West Woodbury Road, Suite 210. They have walk-in hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30. Set up a rebuild consultation appointment Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., as well as Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon. You can also set up an SCE planner appointment. You can do those Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to noon. To do so, you can go to recovery.lacounty.gov/rebuilding/1-stop-permit-centers. Also want to let you guys know that the SBA Center or SBA is back again, and they're offering in-person care. Locally, they're at the Eden Fire Collaborative or the Collaboratory at 540 West Woodbury Road, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they have a new location out in for Palisades. It's now at the Pally Hub at 15239 La Cruz Drive in Palisades, and they're available there Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. And then as a reminder, the county is waiving or refunding permit fees for homeowners rebuilding after the fire. If you've already paid your fees, and you can potentially have them refunded. And if you've yet to pay these fees, you can have them potentially waived. You do have to qualify by demonstrating that you both owned and lived in your property prior to the 7th of January. In addition, you must be working on an eligible project, such as the replacement single-family home that was destroyed by either fire. That could also include accessory structures like a garage, a pool, or an ADU. Also, an eligible project would be a standalone ADU that's used for temporary occupancy during the rebuilding. What's not eligible, though, are commercial, rental, multifamily, or temporary housing projects, as well as any project or property, rather, that was not damaged by the fires. Now, in order to I'm sorry. I read a message. In order to actually get the refund or the waiver, you do have to fill out a form. And in order to fill out the form, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to recovery.lacounty.gov/fee-waivers-and-refunds. And you can fill out the form online. And you can either print a copy and walk it into one of the offices, either the Altadena Community Center or the One-Stop Permit Center, or you can include it in an email and send that email to recovery@planning.lacounty.gov. Nice thing is you only need one form to cover all the different departments. Also, we still have CalAssist Mortgage Fund, which is now providing 12 months of mortgage payments up to a maximum of $100,000. This is something that you can actually apply to for free. And if you happen to get the grant, the money is going to go directly to your mortgage servicer and not directly to you. For eligibility requirements, your primary residence must have been destroyed or considered uninhabitable due to either the Eaton or Palisades fire or any other qualified disaster from the 1st of January of 23 through the 8th of January of 2025. You also must have owned and occupied your home, and it could have up to 4 units on the property. And for LA County, you also have to meet the combined income limits of $281,400. Now, if you do want to apply, you want to be prepared to provide a copy of your or proof of income, your homeowner's insurance or FEMA claim, your utility bills, bank statements, or mortgage statements. And to actually apply, you want to go to the website. It's calassistmortgagefund.org, and they are providing telephone assistance Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And all you have to do is call 1-800-501-0019. Now, if you need in-person assistance, you can actually get that at a couple locations, one of which is the One Stop Rebuild Center at 1828 Sawtell Boulevard in LA, or the Altadena Community Center, which again is at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. And both locations are available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And today, from 6 p.m. to 8:30, there's a Power Up Altadena dinner. It is it's a community dinner to learn more about the case against Edison regarding the Eaton fire, and to explore the local resources available to support survivors. It's taking place at Morning Star Christian Church at 980 East Rio Grande Street in Pasadena. You would want to scan the QR code right there on the screen, the RSVP. And they do say that by providing your contact information, you are consenting to allow Justice for 626 to contact you. And it again is today from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And then we have the Project Passion Freedom Shop happening today and Tuesday as well as Saturday. But today and tomorrow, it's available from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's the Freedom Shop for Eaton Fire survivors. The location is Harambe Ministries, which is 1609 Navarro Avenue in Pasadena. And to book your appointment, you can go to calendly.com/Project Passion Inc. Excuse me, or just simply scan the QR code. And then the Eaton Health Village still has their free medical and mental health clinic being provided at 1280 East Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. This is every Monday and Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. They accept walk-ins as well as telephone appointment scheduling. The telephone number is area code 951-595-7032. And a reminder of the primary services being provided each Monday and Wednesday. Those are medical consultations, mental health services and case management, and medication refills. On a monthly basis, they have vision and dental services. So if you're interested in either of those last two, give them a call to find out when they're actually going to be available. And then we have this Saturday, which an encore event. It's the Jazzy Jam 2026 Glam, which is the prom dress and suit giveaway. This is happening this Saturday at the Paseo Suites 141 and 150. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. by appointment only. And to schedule your appointment, you do need to scan the QR code. And if you'd like additional information, you can actually send an email to info@jazzyjamfoремpowerment.org. In this event, there will be vintage and new suits, as well as the dress corner, as well as everything the high school seniors will need for their special prom night. And all seniors are welcome, including the surrounding areas. So please send this to a senior, high school senior who might actually need to get their dress or suit. In conjunction with this, Jazzy Jam for Empowerment is asking for assistance for the setup, running of the event, as well as the cleanup. This is taking place at Paseo, 300 East Colorado Boulevard, Suite 141 and 150. Volunteers are going to be needed for the 23rd, the 24th, as well as the 25th. So if you're interested, please scan the QR code to volunteer. Also happening this coming up Saturday will be the Grief Party, a grief and loss vision board experience. This is the latest installment of Dr. Tamitra Clark's event, where you can actually come receive support and healing as you gain tools to embrace the pain, honor the loss, and live intentionally, giving your grief a place to live and not hurt. To register, you want to give a phone call to 626-328-7794. And again, it's this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Deliverance Tabernacle Church, which is at 1299 Sunset Avenue in Pasadena. The utensils that are actually going to be provided are an actual vision board, the supplies, facilitation, support, as well as light snacks. If you're interested in sponsoring, please Zelle donations to area code 626-399-6784. And then we do have the Altadena Town Cleanup Lot Edition. As Tony has indicated, she's going to change the name, but we had the kind of first run this past weekend, which was very successful. And basically what this is a free service where we're having volunteers go to individuals' lots and doing some light, cleanup. So if you have a lot of weeds and that kind of thing, they're actually going to have these cleaned up for you, cleared up, and put in the black plastic bags and ultimately removed. We have 2 QR codes on this particular flyer. The purple one is if you actually have a lot that you would like to have cleared. You could scan that QR code and add yourself to the list. The URL for this is altadenatalks.org/yard cleanup request. Now, the orange QR code is if you're open to volunteering and actually helping clear up or just help in any way that's necessary. You would scan that QR code, and the URL for this one is altadenatalks.org/yard cleaning volunteers. As again indicated, the initial kind of run through was this Saturday, and the official launch is the 15th of May. And just stay tuned. You're going to get a lot more information the closer we get to that particular date. And with that, I am done with the announcements, and I bring Brian and Tony back. Welcome back. There we go. You're muted, Tony. You could be.
I just said like you did. Welcome back.
Okay, what is this? First time, got you.
Yeah, every time I go on location, my computer gives me 27 and a half minutes. And then it decides to go on the fritz.
9. It was 9 of us. You helped.
17 more minutes. No, I'm talking about when I got bumped off. Every time I go somewhere, like to Vegas, I think Vegas internet has out to get me. I really do. No love on the dance floor out here.
Well, it was, thank you, Ms. Bacchus. She said, many blessings for all you guys' work that you're doing, including your show itself. Appreciate you. It was, so let's see. We have Ms. Bacchus. We have Cooper Collier 301 joined. Good morning, and thank you for joining. Hard Press Graphics joined us. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Elaine, I know they've been popping in and out, but I'll read them. Maybe it could be organized similar to Habitat for Humanity, where those who can help with their lot and have family friends that can volunteer when planning each lot, more bodies, more tools would help. Oh, let me tell all y'all this. Thank you, Elaine, for that. But if you come with suggestions, you better be ready to come and be part of the planning of it. Because what happens is people give lots of suggestions, and then I'm saddled down with all the rest of the stuff. So yes, it is going to be similar, but it ain't going to be Habitat for Humanity. But yes, that is the goal, to get neighbors to help one another, right? And let's get out there. Let's try to get more tools. I'm going to contact Tool Bank LA today because they do have things that they will loan. I'm going to try to sign us up and see if we can get some of these things, whether it's lawnmowers, brush hogs, whatever, donated while we're doing this as well. But if you do have suggestions, email me, call me, whatever, because then I might be cool. And you're going to help with that, and I will have you help and take that on. Otherwise, it's just suggesting more work for me. So Elaine, I know that's not who you are because you will jump in, but yes. Sherry, I think we put this up once. Great job, Tony, for spearheading, and my Jamba Juice was refreshingly delicious. Thank you, Molly. Yep, Molly and Nate Perkins. Elaine, you had said something also, all the block captains be responsive, helpful. I have not connected with them. If you have a connection with all of them and you want to take that on and get with it, then yeah, let's do that. Sherry said, your son and friends were great. It was great seeing young men out there putting work in. Yes. And Kent said that he will bring more young men, because again, a lot of them lost schools or houses but it's still part of the community. So now if they can help with this part for the community, that's great. Word of mouth, so powerful. Yes, because Sherry said that she shared with Anna Ruiz from Vita Mobile Clinic about this. And she said she can round up some volunteers also. Thank you, Elaine. It was a successful first run. And I look forward to May 15th to see how many volunteers between now and May 10th say that they want to. If I have 100 volunteers, we're knocking out a bunch of lots. Literally. And I would love to be able to do this, like I said, starting at 8 and come 12:30 be done, because people have the rest of their day. They can go home, shower, and still do stuff. It is not my plan to be on lots all day and having people doing this all day long. So if we can I think we could be places as early as 7, but trying to be respectful to all those that are still living in their homes. I think 8 o'clock is a good time, right? And what I will ask the neighbors to do is let their neighbors know, if they have neighbors that are still living there, that we are going to be there doing this. That's one thing I forgot to make sure Molly, told her neighbors, but several drove down the street and they understood and knew. And then that is amazing community work. Thank you. Signal aware. I didn't know it would be so hard to find gardeners to clear a large lot for our elderly neighbors in Cheney Trail who moved out of state. Yeah, because gardeners, remember that we're doing this before we're getting paid. And so now they have to try to supplement their livelihood while also being safe from the foolishness of ICE that we've had. And so some are scared to come out and do anything, and others are finding other places that they can work and get their income. So yeah. And then I just saw that Marcus put Altadena Talks puts action behind their words and inspires others to look after each other. So proud of Altadena Talks, one love. Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for coming on and sharing again the Masters of Taste event. See y'all, here I go with the yawn foolishness. All before it was yawning. Then Friday it was sneeze, sneeze, sneeze. Now apparently I'm gonna do all yawning today. So anyway, that's the end of the show. And my yawn.
You do any sneezing on Saturday?
Huh?
Did you do any sneezing on Saturday?
None. And I even brought with me Claritin Ready tabs so that if anybody, I brought the whole box. So that if anybody had allergy issues, they could have them, right? I be trying to think of people and what we'll need. And I didn't have any. And then now this morning, I'm yawning again, but I was sneezing Friday. So who knows? Anywho, I'm going to write this up on the Beautiful Altadena Facebook page to just show kind of what we've done. And with just 9 people. So the more people volunteer and homeowners that come out to help on their own lots and invite family and friends to come out, we can really get this done. I would love to see enough people come where we knock it out in 2 hours. Then we might be able to do 2 lots back to back, right? Like have them stacked. But again, that will be scheduling and that will be later. And I might need some people that, yes, Sherry, thank you for saying that. Some gardeners lost their tools in the fire. I forgot about that. Lots of them lost tools. Plumbers lost tools, like thousands of dollars of tools. And Elaine said, I'm definitely trying to see how I can help. Yeah, I know you are. And I know you guys are not right in the area, but I might be like, hey, Elaine, here, I'm gonna give you access to this spreadsheet. Help me go through and put the blocks, right? Because right now I have the main page, and then I'm putting tabs of all them Alta addresses, all Los Flores addresses, all. So if you want to help administratively like that, I've got to, we got 106 people right now, and might have more today, because it's averaging right now about 10 a day in the last few days. Because remember, I put it up a week ago Friday. And so all of a sudden now we got about 10 people saying they need their yards done at a time. And so obviously come May 15th, like I said, if we have a couple hundred volunteers and the tools, maybe we can knock out 30 lots, that Saturday, and maybe the next Saturday, and maybe the next Saturday, and get this list down so that as we continue this effort, we can say, okay, we're going to do this only twice a month and have a Saturday in between, and, do exactly what we need to do to make sure that that it is what it is. So yeah, that's it. It's okay. I know you put Tonil, but that meant to be a Tony with the exclamation mark. I get it, Elaine. We're good. And I have an aunt that called me Tonilda growing up. So if you would have left it as Tonil, I would have been like, it's all good. But anyway, I know that Brian is having some issues. He's on watching now.
He's done. He's not coming back on the show.
Exactly. We're done. It's an hour and 15 minutes, so we're done anyway. But thank you, everyone. Thanks for the support to Altadena Talks always, whether it's watching us, sharing us, spreading it, what we're doing, and being aware. But definitely, if you need your yard done, get on the request sheet. If you want to volunteer to help with yards, get on your sheet, especially when we get ready to go in places that are more mountainous, Loma Alta or Cheney Trail. I'm gonna need people to be there and be aware and be lookouts. Even if you can't come and do the work, be lookout, because the rattlers are out and we need to make sure that people are safe, right? And if somebody hears something or sees something moving while we're trying to do stuff, be like, hey, snake or whatever. So there's lots of ways that we can help our neighbors as we continue with this initiative and get out there. So
absolutely. Enjoy your Monday, beginning of the week. Tune in mañana. Anything happening mañana?
Not as of now.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, if I'm bringing anybody on, I'll see. Because I have just spoken with some people.
Whistle, in case there is somebody.
Yeah. Well, have a good Monday, everyone. Get out and get your vitamin D. The sun is out nicely today. Enjoy.
Tune in mañana. See you guys later.